And we begin with what's on the Vanguard newspaper. The lead headline here says SSCE stakeholders disagree with WAEC NECO on use of CBT. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. We're still struggling. We're struggling like no man's business to tackle the one that students face when they do JAM. And JAM is basically objectives. Unless they've changed anything now. I know when I did it, it was objectives. It's just an objective thing. You pick A, B, which is supposed to be easier if you're doing it computer based. You just, you click, and when you get to the end of all the questions, you send, and then automatically you get your score. For WAEC, it doesn't really go like that. Sometimes we have the one they call German OBJ. At times you have theories. You have to. So how is it going to work? So I think people that have a reason for disagreeing to some extent, but then it's also possible if we are willing and we put in enough resources and do the right things, we should have been able to do our exams online. We have many private firms that do exams online and they don't have any issues. So how come these people can't do it seamlessly? Banks deposits with CBN soar 1,578% to 53.5 trillion naira. Delta security agents open fire on residents protesting ceaseless kidnappings. I think it's I have to be sure. I know that in Abraka there was some sort of issues that involved some of the students and people in the community in Abraka. I'm very correct. That's it, in Ethiope East. So I was speaking to someone there about the situation, and there were videos that surfaced that had security agencies and students going back and forth, and indigenes and so on and so forth. So find out what's happening. But there have been reports of incessant cult clashes, gang-related violence, kidnappings, and so on and so forth in the area for some time now. So it's sad. But the thing is, these things are also being perpetrated by the same people from the same community again. So you have a section of the community perpetrating crime, another section tired of it. So something has to be done. Still on the Vanguard, let's see if we can take one more. This one says 61 killed in fresh herdsmen attacks, communal crisis in Benue. This is painful. And urgent steps. I remember they had even directed the military to go there in Benue, but then the governor that time said, well, they still have cows move past the military checkpoints with an open grazing, is even though there was a law that banned it. It's sad. And similar situation that they also have in some parts of Jos. I know I'd spoken to the government spokespersons from those areas. We heard them on the show also stating how confused they are about why the federal government is not tackling it, looking at the solutions that they had preferred. Federal government estimates 880 billion naira yearly for road maintenance. 2027 Wike's Tinubu endorsement sparks opposition firestorm. But the FCT minister has said this even said it in the last election before now, that after the last election, the next election is still going to support the president. Whatever political arrangement or agreement might have been entered into, there's only one way to find out what really is happening. By that time, when things go south or go north, we will now know whether there had been certain agreements or conversations. So let's everybody be patient. If this is what he says he wants to do and the PDP are uncomfortable with it, then the PDP knows what to do following its own party constitutional provisions. Do what you have to do and everybody move on. So Rivers people and the world entirely, Nigerians, who can just move away from this. Reps grill WAEC chief over exam disruptions. I think you heard details of that from the news, so that works. Okocha advises Osimhen on summer move. Okay, for sports lovers, there are lots of people who expected him to go to Chelsea. Unfortunately, Chelsea have Delap, and there are rumors of Manchester United. I don't know how possible that would work because of his wages, but there are many other options, and I think he has to be smart about it. There's a couple of years left for him to play at the top level, so he has to really be smart about the next move. All right, this one says presidency moves to settle 2 trillion naira power debt. Oh, finally. Discos, some money coming your way then. That's what it means. The numbers to call are 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0002. You can also call 0817 923 0007. Again, 0817-923-0007 are the numbers you can call to join in on the conversation. On Facebook, we are live at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Again, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That's the Facebook handle. So go there, like the page. All right, very easy. Search on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Like the page, okay, and then you scroll down to the live stream. You find the live stream there. Simply just like the video, click on the share button, and then keep your comments very short and precise. That's all you need to do, and you are good to go. You can also watch us online on YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. That's the handle on YouTube. Justice Ori says, I suggest we can stop talking about the current political situation in Rivers State. Their statements all over the media can heat up the situation capable of affecting the peace process. Now you ask. Okay, now just get what you're doing now. J. Petibekwe says, the FCT minister is only relevant in politics because he's still a minister. I know one day he will still, in his usual way, fight with the president. Should please allow Rivers people to have peace. He's not the only former governor. Good morning. Kudeli says 61 killed in Benue Fresh Herdsmen attack. It's very unfortunate. Why aren't the military confronting these killer headsmen? Thank God Ability says all this endorsement here and there from Mr. President is not necessary for now. My annoyance is our vote really doesn't count. If really our votes count, there's no way the president would have a second term. That's thank God Ability at Webu. Clever Sonny says nobody takes the FCT minister serious anymore because he talks from both sides of his mouth. No integrity. Ogo General Justice says after yesterday's media party by the FCT minister, if Demago failed to suspend him, he should be sacked. Alary Spiff says the WAEC boss who made children write exams in the dark hours of the night should be punished severely without mercy. In other climes, they would have just personally resigned or step aside or something. But this is our climb. God's power from Rumudara. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, God's power. Go on.
My name is Ayiba God's power.
Yes, go on. We know.
I want to ask you a question this morning. If they should keep crude oil and kernel oil side by side, won't you recognize it? How can the Air Force say that it was a misinformation that made them to, bomb a place they were producing kernel oil? Don't you have instruments that they will use to check if what they are doing was crude oil, business, fire, or kernel oil? I don't get it. And this is not a forest. This is just a community, a farm in a community close to Songhai Farm. And you are telling me that it was a wrong information? This is the height of unprofessionalism, Andrew. And I believe that Airport should go to the community, they should apologize and ensure that all the victims are being properly compensated, even though no amount of compensation will worth a human life. Then finally, Andrew, you are saying that opens up party because of the statement of the FCT minister. The FCT minister is a member of the PDP. And in the last election, he supported the APC candidate to win the presidential election. It wasn't hidden because by understanding, president is supposed to rotate to the south. And I begin to wonder why some people will want to lose sleep just for that statement. It is something that he has been saying.
All right.
Let me tell you.
Unfortunately, God's power, that's the much we can take from you. Let's go to Rumokuta. Chima, please keep it short. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Ifemi. Mr. Ifemi, let me take a pinch of the assistant minister's rhetoric, and I'm going to be very, very lucid about the side I want to talk to. That he did not agree, or he doesn't have knowledge about the suspension. What he actually wanted was the outright impeachment. I have always exclaimed it in this show radio. I wanted it also, and I still want it. Because the situation whereby we are dealing with a man that is not straightforward. Now look at what the assistant minister said. That the only time he has seen him after all this thing was just the last time he came with 2 governors to come and plead. Which means he is actually doing what they just said, not from his mind. Now, if you look at the budget of Rivers State and the one that he presented to Okri Jumbo, the money in education is small to the one the administrator presented. What is the interest?
Chima, what is the difference? Like, how much was in the one that was presented by the governor, and how much is the one that is presented by the president?
Presented about 70-something billion naira, while he presented about 60-something billion naira. I might not be so specific on the figure.
Because I don't think that's a fact. That's the reason why I asked you, so I hear what you want to say.
I'm okay with it now. Now, what am I saying in essence is that this particular man, I will always say, which you have ever told me before, the last time we spoke, you made me understand that he is not in charge of the one that will send those teachers that he employed into classroom. But when I went to check, it is the capital right of the executive to employ employees and to pay them. He did not pay them that salary for 1 month. For 1 year. And he captured that salary in that 2024 budget, appropriated budget. And just only 2 months that he has not been paid. He is as a very running around. But he did not pay people. Teachers, those poor people that left their jobs and applied. To me, the governor shouldn't come back again.
All right, Chima, unfortunately, we don't know how that's going to work out. Secondly, the governor was not running around because he's not been paid for 2 months. I don't know where you got that one from. All right. And thirdly, try to get the facts right. And what I was correcting you the last time, still what it is. Yes, they're employed. But your complaint was that these people have not been posted. Do you remember that was what you were arguing? So try and make sure that you get your facts right. You look at what you want to say properly before you say them. All right. That would help with the arguments that you're trying to make. Uche Ken from Ichie, let's hear you now. Good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Uche Ken. Andrew, let me look at River School, still in poor state, despite the huge allocation. Though there have been some huge allocation under the suspended governor, Sim Fubara, yet teachers still lament of poor state. But I want to go beyond politics this morning. Because when our children will be crying, it does not matter if you belong to APC, PDP, EWO, and what have you. My question this morning is, do we continue like that? Hence, government is a continuer. Andrew, I have worry this morning. And my worry lies towards the sole administrators across the 23 local governments. They are all academics, of which their first priority would have been centered to strengthen education. I can tell you for free this morning that some of them are even worse than politicians. It is unfortunate that the one in the chair, I continue to say, don't even know what we are talking about. I think it will be far for his people to benefit under his watch. Let me leave that for him. Rotimi Amechi said he is hungry, while the FCT minister said the statement credited to Amechi is an embarrassment to Nigeria. Amechi is hungry of power, FCT minister added. For me, Andrew, hungry na hungry. but different where they be waiting the hungry you. But for the side of Amaechi, I agreed with the FCT minister. Amaechi has been in power for 26 good years. He just left power for just 2 years plus. And today he's saying he's hungry. I doubt he's hungry for food. What about Ucheken who left power for past 4 years? No job, no contract, no business. How are we surviving? Amaechi, you are hungry for power. I take it back.
Let's go to Abinoye in Abua. Abinoye, good morning.
Good morning, it's me, Andrew.
All right.
Yes, I want to align with the statement of Amaechi during his birthday that there's hunger. And I do not know why, when we say the truth, it becomes a crime now. The other time it was Ali Ndume would have been ostracized because he said there was hunger. Is there anybody, do you need a native doctor to tell you that there is hunger? A time when we are buying rice at 6,000, 8,000. And now we are buying it from 70,000 and above. And somebody needs an analysis to know that there's hunger. In our homes, there is hunger. I tell you that there are some homes that cannot even eat a meal. And we are not joking. And so the government of the day should know that there is hunger. I think that is what I want to place to them. There is hunger in the land, in the suburbs, in the town, whether you're a rich man or you're a poor man. The other issue is this issue of airstrikes. And then we've been told that it's mistakes. The other day it was a mistake too, I think around somewhere in the north.
Mm.
Today it is now again airstrike, and then you are misinformed. We cannot be playing with the lives of people. And if apology, what are you talking about? Apologizing to the community? And I think something drastic should be made. Whether this Air Force should be taken to court so that they will stop that kind of thing. Thank you.
All right, Abinoye, thank you. Temple from Ichie, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished Femi, and I remain the very distinguished Temple Okero.
All right, go on, please.
I think looking at the husband to the victim, where Ami was telling us that we are misinformed, I think his incompetency work in pari passu with unprofessionalism, where Ami, as powerful as they are, will be, basing on what I describe as whistleblowing without making due, findings. But my major concern this morning is where the man was talking about the army coming to, sympathize with the victims and promise to take care of their hospital bills. And up till now, they have not getting any shishi. Nothing at all. When you and I know that it is very easy, you can bring that money in cash and you can make transfer within a second. So my question to Army, is it that they came to do them abracadabra? The more you look, the less you see. Oga Army people, I beg, give them that money.
All right, Temple. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
John from Omudioga, good morning.
Yes, this is me, Andrew.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is John Amada Electric. FCT minister said he will lead the campaign of Ahmed Bola Tinubu in Rivers State. I also agree to the Keroti and Amaechi of hunger. Listen, Andrew, are we not hungry? Is Nigeria not hungry? FCT minister who said that when time will come, he will let people know who to support in 2023. He never opened up to Rivers people who to support till the day of the election. FCT minister who said that APC is a cancer, today is running in the cancerous party. Is he a man that should be taken serious? I want to tell him this morning that John Amadi Alete said that if Prevention Chibi Keroti Amaechi become the candidate of any party in 2027, that will match FCT minister door to door. Let him have it in mind. Rivers State is not his own. It's not a state that when he said that everything he said is final. Let him have it in mind. He can only talk for his family. He will not talk for the people of Rivers State. We are 2 million people in Rivers State. He cannot intimidate 2 million people.
All right.
State is Rivers State.
Let's go to Alakaya now. Susie, quickly, please. Good morning.
Yeah, sorry. I think Mr. have the right to express himself, and as he speaks for me, and he speaks for other people like me too. So I want to say that even when the FCT minister was lamenting on the issue concerning the reconciliation between him and Tim and how the governor visited once, I begin to wonder, because this is what we have been seeing. If the FCT minister and other people have taken cognizance to the voices of some of us on radio, they would have known that even the governor himself does not even desire the peace processes and all that. Because if they had had the chance that FCT minister has today, they would have blown it up out of proportion and all of that. They would have called it a bluff and not even meeting Tinubu and going to FCT's minister's house. So for me, I want to say that if we must have peace as far as this state is concerned, this matter, the governor himself, for me, I even doubt if actually he wants this thing to happen. Because if you look at the meeting they had over the weekend, the same people the FCT minister is complaining about are those who attended that meeting. And I want to warn that FCT minister should be very careful, because this thing we are talking about here now is all about how somebody will continue to do what he knows how to do best. So if it is on the issue of impeachment, however, the issue here is that we are talking about, but the governor himself is not serious about this process, because if you look at the way his supporters are talking and the way they do things, you just discover that let's say you went to Tinubu, you came back and you announced to your supporters that president said you, and then you called the bluff, the FCT minister and all the directives and all of that, you never did them. For me, I want to say that if it is impeachment, let it continue. Thank you very much.
All right, Susie, thank you very much. West is in Asari Toro. Good morning, West.
Andrew, good morning.
Yeah.
Quickly, let's go to Bonuti, where the chief 61%. It's really a sad one. I'm disappointed with the security activities in that. The section of the Constitution, I've said it all, section 14.1, I've said it. The primary aim of the government is to secure welfare and security of life of people. But I'm sad with this situation. Now, let's go to Rivers State, where the education is too poor. I will tell you vividly, at first tenor in Wiki, more than 200 secondary schools and primary schools, we have dilapidated primary schools, we have changed the language as you're talking. Some in my local government, outside Toro, KCC, KNC, primary school, the UPAs, all those schools we have been violating standards. But in this administration, the only thing I heard about is Okrika Grammar School that Sinai Program suspended governor has told. In terms of education, is very poor. I'm disappointed with his attitude. He can maybe saying us it is in Trans-Calabar in Calabari Lane. That is, if Trans-Calabar will take him, there will not be meaningful development in Calabari Kingdom. As you are talking now, I've never seen any brute in this administration that this is what the governor has done, the suspended governor has done in the three Calabar AG. So let me touch if he comes up, if he comes out. For me, when the former governor said it, he against the security aspect in River State. Yes, totally me glad that I condemn that. Because the state of America totally condemned it. Because the governor have committed an impeachable offense. The court have said it all. So the impeachment would have happened. There we see a new government of the day.
All right, West, thank you very much. All right. And then for the, I don't know if, West, maybe if you follow our news, I think you must have heard like several projects and works ongoing. I remember even having a conversation with the board chairman at the time. And then there were projects of schools that were renovated, primary, secondary schools, and ones that were new ones that were even being built. Well over 20, 30 of them that they were working on at the time. I don't know what the state of those are now, especially with the emergency rule, but that was something that was there. The problem with education is we don't understand until we tell ourselves the truth. If we keep doing this politics and saying, oh, this person, we will not get it right. So there are things that you don't politic with. And that's the mistake we make as a people. You will send this your children to school. If you don't send your own directly, your niece, your nephew, or there's some relation in your family whose child is in the community that will need to go to school. You don't politic with things like that. The decay in the education sector has been on for years. Years on. It did not start today, did not start yesterday, did not start 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. There were lots of things that we need to do beyond just building a structure, just building a physical structure. I think that's another mistake we make. We think because a person comes and builds a physical structure, that's the education is. No, there are a lot of systematic things that need to be worked on and changed and fixed to keep this thing running. And over the years, we've not done justice to those things. Even the free education that the government announced, how is the system handling that? Go and look at it. Go and analyze it, and you will see that we have not started. We have a commercial coming now. Afterwards, we go for business news at 7. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.